Not Worth the Time with Wade Taylor. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Not Worth the Time. We're here. We're doing it on Memorial Day. That's right. You guys thought I wasn't going to probably do one. At this point, it's late in the day. We're recording late, right on the Memorial Day front. But you know what? We were out celebrating. We were remembering all those who have fallen in battle for the country of America. And we remember them by grilling dogs, eating brats, slamming beers, drinking a few for them because they can't. So that's what it's about. It's about having all them fucking grills going all at once. Just having good-ass food all weekend. That's all I did. I ate like a fucking pig all weekend, you guys. The amount of hot dogs and brats I had, woo! If I was to go get my colon checked, it'd probably be clogged up. I had steak. I had hot dogs. I had brats. Stuffed peppers. What? Grilled potatoes. What? Pasta salad. What? Wash it down with the black cherry White Claw. What? Just having a good old weekend. And I hope you guys all enjoyed your weekend. Hopefully you didn't overdo it. It's easy to do on these weekends. I know I was guilty of it a little bit this week. You got to remember the weekends are to relax. You got to get some shit done. But man, when it's a 3-day weekend, woo boy, do you love to just try to bite off more than you can chew. Oh man, do you love to do that. Just trying to get into every project possible. You think you can fix your entire house in a weekend, but you can't. You can't. You can plan all you want. You can take all the trips to Menards you need. You can go to the Home Depot and get all the deals you want. Did I get all the new lumber for the new deck we're going to build out front? You betcha. Am I going to build the frame and then it's going to sit there for 6 months and the winter's going to come around and all that other wood is now warped and shit from the rain and sitting out there because I didn't properly store it? You're goddamn right it is. You got to be careful when you're weekend warrior and some DIY projects, you guys. It'll come back and bite you fast. It'll bite you fast, but it's okay. It's good to do that. It's good to get stuff done around the house, but you got to remember to take a break, relax, especially after the week I had, okay? It wasn't necessarily tough. I'll say that. I'll be first and foremost to admit I didn't have a rough week. It wasn't the most jam-packed, scheduled, tight fucking hell of a week that was going on. No, it wasn't that bad. But man, it felt like I was just being fucking ambushed in the brain, dude. When you just feel like you're taking L's left and right? You just can't get a win. You feel like everything you do is just kicking you in the fucking dick, man. You can't get anything done. There's not a goddamn thing you feel like you're accomplishing in a good amount of time. Does that make sense to anybody? You're doing stuff, you're tackling stuff, but none of it feels like you're actually moving forward. That's how I felt all week. Just couldn't get a fucking win. I just needed one thing to go my way, and I just didn't have that until Thursday. Till Thursday rolled around, and I just wanted a win, man. Just something. Just come on. Just asking baby Jesus. Come on, Lord. Can you throw me a bone? Just give me something. Just give me a little taste of the good life, Just wanted a little taste. A little big taste, And I walk into a gas station. And I didn't want to buy food from there, but things were hectic. I needed to get something to eat before I went to go do a show. And just needed something, right? And just needed a little something that tied me over, so I had some food and fuel in my stomach. Otherwise, it was going to be a long, grumpy night. I was going to get hangry. I was going to get real hangry doing that. So I walk in this gas station, and they don't have anything I want. There's nothing that I really came in there for. The only thing I can find that's passable that I want is they have chicken strips. Ugh, I didn't want them, but I needed something. And that's why the gas station's there. They don't have what you want. They have what you need at the time. They have what is passable in that moment. So I get the chicken strips. I walk up to the counter. I don't want to pay for these things. They're overpriced. Everything's overpriced. Inflation's fucked us all. Even chicken strips now, what used to be a $2.50, $3 item at a gas station is now like $5.50. There's been a 50 to 60% increase on chicken strips in fucking gas stations, you guys. And I'm tired of these gas stations acting like they are gourmet chefs now. That you got a short order cook back there cooking you up what you want. Why is every gas station trying to be BK and having it their way? You're not. Don't be that. You hit your sweet spot. It was microwave burritos. But no, they got tired of the public fucking microwaving burritos in the place and having them explode. So they got rid of that stuff. And now you got to fucking go to a kiosk and order a burrito. And you got to select all the ingredients. And if you want queso, that's extra. When did this become Chipotle? Hey, come and go. You're a gas station. When did this become Chipotle? When you get to just charge me extra for liquid cheese? I don't think so, man. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of these gas stations getting up on their high horse. But I digress. I get chicken strips. I walk up to the counter, And I know I don't want to pay for them because, like I said, these are inflated chicken fingers. They're inflated by price and inflated by human growth hormones that they fucking pump these chickens with in order to get more pure white meat. And I set them on the counter. And I look at the lady and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm going to just... And she goes, oh, just this for you? I'm like, yeah, just that. And thank you. And then she looks at the chicken strips and she's like, oh, you can just have them. I went, what? She goes, oh, you can just take them. They're free. I'm not going to charge you for those. And I said, why? And she go, which, if somebody gives you something for free, just always take it and run. Always take it and run. Unless there's a police officer in the building. Then know that they're setting a trap for you. They're trying to get you, they're trying to have some entertainment done for you. These fucking gas station employees are bored. They need something to do, so they set you up for a sting operation of like you're stealing something from the gas station so this cop can take you down. So don't do that if there's a cop present. But she told me I could just have them because they were technically expired chicken strips. And you're probably going, Wade, how are they expired chicken strips? Weren't they in the warmer and over there? Yes, but according to this gas station, they have an expiration date based off time. So it was cooked at 4 o'clock, and they apparently only have like a 3-hour warmer time life. And I got it right after the 5-minute mark. So she just hadn't gone over there and emptied out the warmer yet. But because I wanted them and it was only 5 minutes past, she gave them to me. So I got chicken strips for free. And guys, that was the win I fucking needed. That turned around my whole week. I, as a true red-blooded American, got free chicken strips, and that fucking turned it around for me. Just free fried food made me feel so much better about myself. I was like, you know what? Maybe I can turn this week around. Yeah, it's Thursday and it's late in the game, but I can turn this around. And I ate those chicken strips with pride. Pride knowing that I was going to celebrate the fallen people who fought and died over many wars to make sure that this country was free. And free enough that now and then I could get free chicken strips. And that is the story of what Memorial Day is all about, ladies and gentlemen. That might be the dumbest thing I've ever said into a microphone, but that's not true. There's probably way dumber, but whatever. I needed that win, though, and it felt good, and I thought I was going to carry some momentum into that win. And then I went to the open mic and proceeded to bomb with my new joke really hard. Just haven't got it to work yet. Just been taking some fucking comedy L's lately. That's mainly what's been bothering me, dude. I'm just trying to get it to work. trying to do better sets, but I'm fucking falling apart. I feel like I'm goddamn prying for laughs, dude. Just taking crowbars and trying to wedge open a chest to get a laugh. Who knows? But yeah, it was rough. It was a rough week, and I needed to relax, and I think I did that. I think I got some stuff done, but I also relaxed, which was a good thing. I'll tell you something I saw this week that was really fun. I like to go to Goodwill, as we all know. Thrifting is where it's at, dude. Thrift and lift. That's where that's what we do. That's the motto we live by here at Not Worth the Time. Thrift and lift. Yeah. So I went to Goodwill. It was a good time. But I saw something that was a very new thing at the Goodwill. I saw the Amish there, you guys. The Amish in a Goodwill. Now, it makes total sense that they would come to the Goodwill. There's some products there I'm sure that they would like to have, They have to stay away from the technology, but then they can see what the what these New World people are up to. That's what the Amish call us, is the New World people. They can see what the old technology. They use Goodwill as like archaeologists use the pyramids. They're just trying to piece together what life was like about 15, 20 years ago for people in the New World. They come and check out and they mess with the radios and they see the phones and the stuff. Like, oh, I wonder what this is for. That's how they know what we're up to, man. That's how they know that we're evolving. That's how they're keeping tabs on us. And the Amish are on top of us. People want to act like, oh, they don't know about tech. They know. They know, dude. And they use it as a library, dude. Because that was the most interesting part. As I see two of the guys, they're in their get-ups. You know the get-ups. Nice beard. It's got to be embarrassing. One of the guys didn't have the beard. It doesn't look like he could grow one. That's got to be embarrassing within that community if you can't grow the beard, It's gotta be like not having Air Force Ones. When those came out, if you don't have a beard in the Amish community, everyone's like, "Hey, everybody, look at Jerry's naked chin. He can't grow a beard. He's like a toddler." Those 13-year-olds have beards with the Amish, dude. They don't fuck around, dude. I don't know what they put in their water, but they're strong. I think it's like they mix goat milk and breast milk, and that's what they're drinking. That's how you get a good fucking goat beard, It's all in the goat milk. But they're standing over by the wall of the library, or they're the library of Goodwill is like I like to call it. Which it's always an interesting wall of books. There's always some cool, weird things. You can find some gems at a Goodwill library, But I'm assuming those guys are over there doing recon because they were standing over there for a while, and I guess they have to stand there and they're like entertaining themselves reading the book and stuff because the horse and buggy's not there. It wasn't like parked in they didn't just have that, right? Somebody eventually's got to swing by and pick them up and whatnot. So they're waiting for the ride, so you got to kill time. So they read the books. They don't have it's not like nowadays where you flip through your phone. Like my girlfriend, if she's, taking her sweet time, I've gone through all the shit I wanted to look at Goodwill, but she's going through the racks trying to find shit. I get bored, so I pull out Instagram. Not these guys. They go over to the wall and start learning. They start going through the Old Testaments of civilization, which I saw one guy thumbing through a textbook. Somebody had donated a textbook on Earth. And he was flumming through it, kind of like learning about how the core of the Earth works, doing that, just flipping through it. And I wonder if they scoff at it, if they're ever doing that. I want to see a base Amish person. Like there were some Trump books there and stuff. It would have been hilarious if I caught one of them just reading a Donnie T book. And then they pick up a Joe Biden biography and start going into that. That would have been so funny. Yeah, but them just over there reading, looking at the different books. One guy picked up a Tom Clancy book. It would be so wild to read some of those books if you don't know specifically what some of the items within it are. Especially if you read a more modern book. You can only, like, their imagination of what something might do or how it works would be very interesting to hear. Just because they have a completely unique and outside perspective. Now they've seen everything. I mean, you can't be Amish in the Des Moines area coming in and not knowing what certain things are or what's going on, I give the Amish credit. They actually probably have better skills than most of us when it comes to other things they've learned how to do. And that's what's good about them, Support the Amish. That's what I'm saying. We should just donate all the books we don't want to the Amish community and see if they'll take them. Or if they have to get rid of them. I don't know. I'd like to know. Maybe he was trying to find a science book because they homeschool their kids. I don't know. You got to teach them about the earth, right? Especially if you're farming. If you're farming as an Amish person, you definitely got to know about the earth. You gotta learn the real stuff, right? I don't know what real stuff is. I don't know. It was an interesting thing to see in a Goodwill store. Yeah. It was funny. I saw one of the wives pick up some toys for kids and was playing with them. I was like, that's interesting to see her have her kid interact with it, and then that kid's got to go home to a faceless doll after seeing Simon Says. Whew, brutal, Anyway, I don't know. I'll tell you what's really brutal, guys, is this lady that I found a cool story. I didn't find an article about the normal things I've been doing lately. I found something a little different. I found a news story about a very interesting case. And, I was talking about how I needed a win, and this lady sounded like she needed a win too. And by God, did the Lord answer her prayers? Because I found this story, and it's updated as of 2018, and it happened in 94 or 99. But it's winning lottery ticket for Alabama Waffle House waitress leads to lawsuits and kidnapping. Right away, gripping story, am I right? So we're going to learn about this lady and what happened to her. This is the woman right here. If you're not watching this on YouTube, you can watch it on YouTube and follow along as I read this article and butcher it as I go. Edward Swear walked into the Green Bay Waffle House nearly 20 years ago, sat down and ate breakfast. It was a day he had changed a life of a waitress serving him. As Seward was paying up, he gave a lottery ticket as a tip, something he often did as one of the regulars. Tonda Dickerson, a divorced woman in her late 20s, was the recipient on that Sunday, March 7th, 1999. The next draw wasn't until the following Saturday. A week later, Dickerson's life changed forever, for better and for worse. Dickerson won $10 million in the Florida lottery. Court documents filed in Mobile County shows she elected to take $375,000 over 30 years rather than the lump sum, a move generally regarded as a wise among financial planners and the other economic experts. Dickerson would never have worked again. Would never work a day in her life, or work again, or so she thought. Quickly, she found herself embroiled in multiple legal battles with friends, colleagues, in the Internal Revenue Services, and even Seward, the man who gave her the ticket as a tip. As a person in South Carolina urgently awaited for a significant chunk of the $1.5 billion Mega Millions jackpot, before local and state and federal taxes are subtracted, a simple Google of the past lottery winners will present you with dozens of examples of how such life-changing wins can quickly turn your life upside down. The man in Georgia that invested $3 million winnings into a meth ring. What? I got to learn about that one. Guys, we might be doing a series of lottery winnings gone wrong. I know this has probably been beat to death, but I got to learn about that. Yukon prison in a day after winning $1 million in June 2012, the Michigan winner Ann Clayton was found dead from a drug overdose less than a year after winning $735,000. In March 12, a New York jury autonomously decided that America Lopez had cheated his coworkers out of their share of the $38.5 million jackpot pool. Lopez claims he had won the jackpot on his personal ticket, and the panel rejected that theory. The jackpot was ultimately distributed among the 5 men who were in the lottery pool. Damn, can you imagine trying to snake everybody at your work when you do the pool? You can't dishonor the sacred trust of a work pool. Hey, that's criminal. And you know what? He should have to do that. In fact, he shouldn't get any of it. If the courts let him be part of that share, they shouldn't have, because that man tried to steal life-changing money from so many people. That's fucked up, dude. From 5 dudes, yeah, man. And you worked with all those dudes, man. Nobody likes that job. You wanted those guys to suffer. You had a vendetta because Steve, Allen, and George all fucking stole your lunch once at one point, and you weren't having it anymore. Those guys never brought beers to poker night, and you were like, you know what? They don't get any of it. That, man, we're going to be going down a rabbit hole, I think, on some of these. Anyway. And then, of course, there's the story of Larry Payne, the East Alabama man who forgot about a lottery ticket in his truck. Within just a few weeks before the ticket was due to expire, Payne let the truck to his nephew. His nephew found the ticket and told his uncle. They thought it was only worth $600. Excited to find out, Payne's nephew told his boss, and later transpired the ticket was worth $1 million. The boss claimed that Payne's nephew had stolen the ticket off her desk. In the case went to court, and Payne was awarded the winnings. Payne was awarded the winning. However, the case appealed by the loser in the case has yet to be decided on. While Dickerson's story doesn't involve the same level of tragedy as many of the other lottery winners, there's plenty of the same drama. Efforts by the AL.com reach Dickerson were not immediately successful. The biggest problem she faced in the claims of her money were the fellow colleagues. In court filed for the time, those colleagues claimed that any winnings from the lottery ticket given by a customer as a tip could be shared should be shared equally. But since it was a tip, Dickerson believes that it belonged to her. Why? This is why sharing tips in restaurants is fucking horseshit. Right there. This is a prime example. This should be the only open and shut case that you shouldn't have restaurants. Also, the pooling of tips for waitresses and waiters at restaurants just is bullshit, in my opinion. Because so you have to help support people who are way shittier at their job and don't get good tips. Now, I know it's not necessarily always that somebody's getting is bad and they just had a bad night, but that's part of the game, baby. MLB players have bad nights and they don't get good tips. If you want to, they go over and then they got to pick it up and they end up going 3 for 4 with a couple dingers. Okay, that's what happens. You're gonna have good nights and bad nights. And I understand you got to pay rent, but maybe you'd pay your rent better and be more. You'd be better with your money if you weren't blowing it on cocaine as a fucking restaurant employee. Okay, I've hung out with you people, dude. You guys are fucking nuts. Goddamn animals in the service industry, dude. Maybe if they'd make you more responsible if you were actually in charge of getting your own tips. Okay. That's all I'm saying. Stop sharing. Stop pooling your fucking tips together, okay? You don't need it. And fight with me in the comments, dude. Fight me. Okay, you don't need to pull together your tips. Okay, you got to learn. You just got to be better at your job because you're bailing out somebody else who doesn't do a good job, in my opinion. That's what happens. And then the restaurant goes down because this person just is fucking coasting by. Fuck them. Fuck them hard, okay, dude. You get a $200 tip on a fucking check. That's yours, dude. You pocket that shit, and if you do pool, you fucking only put 50 in, okay? I know earlier we were talking about people skating on the employee pool, right, for the thing. That doesn't count, okay? Tips are different. Should not be a part of that though. Those waitresses get nothing. Because you know why? Especially with this story, none of her friends who are waiters and waitresses at that Waffle House should get a part of that. You know why? If it was just a losing lottery ticket, they want nothing of that. If it was a $50 lottery ticket, they want none of that. But because they know it was how much it was for, they want a piece of it. And it's as soon as like things hit a certain threshold, they want a piece of it. You know, there are probably at least one other colleague that wanted, if she made over $1,000, she wants $200 of it. You know, there's always those people, but it's bullshit. And during the mobile circuit court case of April 1999, a jury it took 25 minutes to decide against Dickerson, who denied that she held an agreement to split any winnings. Her lawyer described the coworkers as rats coming out of the woodwork. Yeah, that's exactly what they are. For 4 coworkers who had received a lottery ticket as a tip and testified that they and Dickerson had planned to share the winnings. A couple who regularly dined at the Waffle House in Green Bay testified that Dickerson told them of the deal. Dickerson had turned down a settlement offer that would have given her $3 million of the Florida jackpot. Left courts without comment, according to the past press registration reporting. Dickerson appealed to the Alabama Supreme Court, which reversed the circuit courts on February 18th, 2000. The ruling that any agreement with the Waffle House waitresses had been unenforced under Alabama law because of it was not found on a gambling consideration. And of course, that type of gambling is illegal here. In February 2002, nearly 3 years after the ticket was claimed, the Mobile County Circuit Judge threw out the suit brought against Dickerson by Seward, who claimed that there was also an agreement to buy him a new truck if the ticket was a winner. Damn, dude, he's very specific. Yeah, we remember. Remember we talked about that. You know when you came into work drunk at like 3 a.m. at the Waffle House. The same week that Seward was denied by that judge, Dickerson's ex-husband, who she divorced back in 1997, 2 years before winning the lottery, was shot after trying to kidnap her. What? The Register Post found time. Stacy Martin, now in his late 40s, lunged at Dickerson while she was driving her truck in Jackson County, Mississippi. All the time they were driving, he told her he was going to kill her, said the sheriff at the time. They drove on Highway 90 into Jackson County, where he took her to the boat launch at Bayou Heron, which was an isolated area. Damn, he was just going to fucking try to kill her? That's wild, dude. The fact that he tried to kidnap her, dude. How desperate are you? You know, you can't find another Waffle House waitress to do. You clearly have a type, brother. Just so you go to another Waffle House. You can go to any of them in the South, and you'll find yourself another Dickerson, dude. Just go down there. During the trip to the boat launch, she said Dickerson's cell rang, but Martin refused to let her answer it, threatening to kill her if she did. When the pair arrived to the boat launch, Dickerson pled with Martin to let her go. According to reports for the time, during her pleading, her phone rang a second time. She asked to let him answer it, saying that if she didn't answer it, there would start looking for her, said the sheriff. When Martin agreed to let her answer it, Dickerson reached in her purse and pulled out a .22 caliber handgun, and Martin lunged towards her. Bird said. She shot him, hitting him in the right side of the chest. After the shooting, Martin attacked Dickerson and took the gun away from her, telling her he was going to kill her and himself. Bird said. Jesus Christ, this is a crazy story. Dickerson managed to convince Martin to seek treatment for his wound, and they left the boat launch for the hospital. The police were called once the pair made it to the hospital. It didn't appear that Martin had changed or was charged or convicted to Mississippi State criminal records, but he may appear in the municipal court. Those records were not immediately available. But it didn't end there. Jesus Christ. This woman's gone through so much just because some random dickhead tips. Just tip people fucking $10, okay? This guy caused the whole problem because he didn't really want to tip. Okay, he gave everybody a tip. What does it cost for lottery tickets? Back at like a $2, maybe $1 back in the 90s. This guy just wanted to tip people $1. It's the same horse shit that everybody does when they give you fucking scratch off tickets for Christmas. Oh, I mean, it could be worth a lot, but if you hit a lot, it's fine. And how come if somebody hits a lot, you have to pay them because they bought the ticket for Christmas? No, you were lazy. You get nothing. I should take back my white elephant gift because you brought nothing to the table. You gave me trash most of the time. Okay, let's be real. Okay. It's fun as a stocking stuffer. Scratch-off tickets are good as a stock. You can't use them for a white elephant, though. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Okay. Anyway. But it doesn't end there. For more than a decade, the IRS argued that Dickerson about exactly how much she was due to them. In March of 2012, an attorney with the Birmingham firm of the Solett and Purement successfully argued before the U.S. tax court that the IRS was wrong to demand $1 million in gift tax on top of an income tax. After Dickerson gave most of her winnings away to her family through a business that they set up. The court ruled that Dickerson's winnings, the Florida lottery ticket, was worth only a fraction of what the face value of the time was taxable because of the completed claim for the money filed by her fellow Waffle House waitresses. Little is known about Dickerson today. She currently works as a poker dealer at the Gold Nugget Casino in Bylock, according to her various social media profiles. Wow, that sucks. She was never going to work again. And then all of a sudden, she's now back dealing cards. Maybe she likes that, being thrilled, being around it, being part of that. Probably get some sick tips that way. If you're dealing cards in the Gold Nugget somewhere, you get some decent, especially if guys get on heaters and stuff. Wow, what a time. You got to read stuff like that. You want to win, but then winning comes at a cost, you guys, and that is what the message of this is don't be careful what you wish for. What is it? Biggie once said, more money, more problems. It's very true. You know where there are no problems, guys? puntinggame.com. That's right. puntinggame.com is where you can find all your favorite shit from puntinggame.com. Isn't that crazy? puntinggame.com has all your favorite shit at puntinggame.com. What? But you got your favorite shows. Not worth the time. Who gives a F? All the backlogs of all the other shows. God damn it. Of course, why do I always belch during the plugs? I always do. But get yourself something cool there by going to the Punting Game shop, guys, where you can find yourself t-shirts, hoodies, all sorts of cool stuff to represent your favorite shows here at puntinggame.com. It's awesome. And you don't forget to use promo code NWTPOD. That's NWT Pod, and that gets you free shipping at checkout. So go check that out, guys. If you like what you're seeing, if you like what you're listening to, and you like to see what's going on and see my dumb face as I read articles bad, go to YouTube.com. Go to Comic Wade Taylor. I have so much going on there, guys. Comic Wade Taylor on YouTube. You can see stand-up clips. I'm putting out a clip every week, a short for stand-up. Follow me on Instagram where you can still get the same reel every week I'm putting out of some stand-up jokes. It's great. And then you can get clips of this show, clips of Who Gives a F, all that fun stuff. So go to YouTube, search Comic Wade Taylor, hit subscribe, and interact. Give us a thumbs up. Tell me how, if you've been listening to the podcast, comment. It helps and lets some people know. I appreciate it. Guys, thank you for checking in on this Memorial Day. Thank you for listening to Not Worth the Time. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. And remember, don't do anything I wouldn't do.